All right, good day everyone. Welcome to the first tutorial class of Aspen HYSYS under YSIM Academy. So today we'll be going through module 1, which is Introduction to Process Simulation. This part is just reintroducing the Aspen HYSYS simulations interface to you. So what you have on the screen right now, this is a version 11 of Aspen HYSYS, but they both follow the same protocol, the same process. So now what we have right now is the new. So to create a new case, you click on new. That's the first thing we're going to be doing. We're going to be creating a new case just for us to see how the interface looks like. So let's open new. Start with new, click on new. All right. So this is the property environment of Aspen HYSYS. This is the first page you get to once you open a new case. So basically what we're going to be looking at, you have the component list where you'll be building your components, whatever compound element, whatsoever it is you're going to be using. This is where you will be adding them to. Now you have the fluid package where you'll be selecting your method, thermodynamic property they are going to be using for the simulation. This is where you'll be selecting them. We have different types, different kinds and all. So your petroleum assay, where you'll be doing your characterization, oil characterization and all. You have the reactions where you'll be setting your reaction component map and user properties for when you will be selecting your own properties that you want to give to Aspen HYSYS to help you solve and all that. So that's it how it goes. So at the top here, it's basically almost the same thing that is here that you have here. You have the method assistant. Now this methods assistant actually, it helps when you don't know what particular fluid package to select. So this helps you to select the fluid package compatible with your components. And also basically petroleum acid different, same hypothetical manager when you'll be having some hypothetical substance, probably is a liquid or it's a solid. Now the hypothetical component itself are not found on Aspen HYSYS. Is you that define these properties. You understand? So you'll be defining something like the normal boiling point, the temperature, the molecular weight, and the liquid density and all. So my manager, same thing for air characterization and all that. So we have the view, we have the customize, and then the resource as well. All right, so the first thing we're going to be looking at is the component list. Now in the component list, you have two databases. You have the HYSYS database and then the Aspen properties. Now the HYSYS database usually is contains components that are found on HYSYS, while the Aspen properties most times it brings in some components from Aspen Plus. Understand? Bring some component from Aspen Plus, but usually whenever you click on add, is the HYSYS database you'll be making use of. So you created the component list one. All right, so from here now we have the search. Now whenever you're looking for a particular component, this is where you search for it. It says you can search the name, the formula. This is where you find it. Your filter has to be on all families so that you can select. We have different varieties and be sure where you're going to put. You can streamline it and select any of this. All right, so for the hypothetical components, this is where you'll be coming from. Now what we have, when we have the pure components, these are the ones found on the HYSYS data bank, and then the hypothetical components, these are the ones that are not found on it, but you can just search for them, sorry, create them and then give them their specifications and just click on this. Remember I told you about the normal boiling point, molecular weight and temperature. So these are the things you look at. So for this purpose, I will have to select one component from here. But before that, let me let you know that before we can come to the simulation environment, your component and the fluid package has to be selected. At least one component has to be selected, and then your fluid package, at least one fluid package has to be selected. It's also going to tell you that too when you select simulation. You see, you can leave this property environment until one of these is specified. All right. So I'm going to be selecting methane here. All right, and then I'm going to my fluid package, which is the next thing. Now the fluid package 2 has three data banks. That's the HYSYS, Aspen properties, and then the COM thermal. All right, so basically we're going to be making use of the HYSYS for now. When you have your Aspen properties, if you selected a component from Aspen properties, you'll be making use of the Aspen properties for that. So currently now we are going to be making use of the HYSYS. So basically, is that I select it from here, or once I click on add from here, automatically it creates one for me from the HYSYS data bank. So I'm going to be making use of the Payne Robinson. Usually this is what we'll be using for the majority of the hydrocarbon simulations we're going to be doing. It's one of the most used actually simulation fluid package. So now once you select your fluid package and it's compatible with your component list, this will be showing okay for you. All right, to be showing okay for you. Also, once you don't know, remember you can come to your method assistants to help you with that. All right, so from here now let's go into the simulation environment. All right, so now in the simulation environment, we are going to be having different things to talk about here. Now, first of all, this whole blank sheet here is your flow sheet. Now, this flow sheet is where you will be adding your streams, adding your unit operations, and all that to it for your simulation. This is where you'll be creating your PFD. All right. So let's just quickly look at what we have here. We have the workbook. The workbook is where you select where you see your streams and unit operations. So this is where you see that your workbook, your unit operation. This is where you'll be seeing your unit operations, like the whatever you're going to be using, be it the mixer, be it the heater, be it the distillation column, be it the heat exchanger, whatsoever it is. This is where you'll be seeing them. Now your streams, this is where you'll be seeing your streams. Whatever stream you'll be adding into the simulation, this is where you can just go into this particular part and then you see the streams you've used so far. All right. Yeah, the stream analysis, checking for your stream analysis. If you carry out any form of stream analysis, this is where you'll be seeing them. Equipment design, your model analysis, you have the data table and all that strip chart. So with time we'll get familiar with all this. At the top here you have your utility manager, adjust manager, free package. Now on this part, your simulation always have to be on active. This is your solver. It always has to be on active. If not, your simulation will not be solved. So always take note of this. So anytime you experience maybe an error message, quickly come back to this to check whether this is on, or you notice your simulation is not working, quickly come to check that this is on active. All right, so take note of these things. All right, let's go forward. We have the workbook reports. Now this report helps you to send reports to Excel. Now once you finish defining it, you can send them to Excel and continue your model flow sheet. Now if you want to get back to this flow sheet, main flow sheet, you can just select this. Variable manager, whatsoever, case studies. We have the case studies here. Data feeds. We know, I think this data feeds is also something you find on another software called trying to remember. Once I remember, I'll let you know again. Then the optimizer for optimization processes. Okay, yeah, design expert. Sorry, that's design expert. Is something like this on design expert. These two case studies and all that. So Aspen, it's actually very broad. That's why it's very broad. You have most of everything from different softwares basically in one. That's what makes it very interesting. So you don't really have to move it from one software to the next, but just use one for a lot of all this. The equipment design, model analysis, and all that. So from here we come to economics. Now under economics, this is where you be doing your economic analysis. Now this is going to be helping you to check the cost of your plant. You understand? It helps you check the cost of your plant and the utilities involved. So it gives you a breakdown of how much it's going to be costing for each equipment and then the total cost, as well as it can also help you to even predict your ROI. that's your return of investment and all that. So how many years is going to be taken for that? So that's basically what it does for you. And the dynamic mode, now basically whatever simulation we're doing is going to be on the steady state for now till you switch to the dynamic mode. Now in the dynamic mode is where you'll be varying your simulation plans with time, and then also having some control systems that will help you to control the whole plant. So it's in dynamic mode you can actually achieve this. All right, so we have the plant data, equation oriented view, customize resources, flowsheet stroke modify. So you can modify your streams and all that in this particular flowsheet stroke modify and all. So then the format for your text and all that. So another thing we need to look at before we are done with this is the tools. All right, so you remember the model palette that I was showing initially. Let me bring that back up so I can bring that back up from here under models and strings. So once I selected, this is it. All right, so now this is where you're going to be adding your streams and your unit operations. All right, now the blue here stands for your material stream, the red is your energy stream. You have the flow sheet, sub flow sheet, and all that you can be adding. You have your equipment here. This is the mixer, this is the cooler, this is the heat exchanger, pump, whatever you're looking for with some controls. This is where you'll be finding them. You can see we have the PID controller and all that. So basically this is where you'll be selecting all the equipment you'll be using for your simulation. All right, and if you're looking for one that you don't know how it looks, you can easily search for it here. So let me say I'm looking for the distillation column. It gives me the different types of distillation column that is, and I select it and put it in the flow sheet environment. All right, so that is it for the introduction part. Do well to go over this again, just and try and open it on your own. Go through the whole process, just the way it has been broken down in this simulation work. Just in this particular video, just do the same thing so you can get yourself familiar with the software, at least get familiar with the interface. And then hope to see you in next video where we'll be doing some simulation work and be explaining some other things to you. So bye for now.